And welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, JVaz, and you're watching the JVaz Show, music and entertainment at its finest, Season 4. And you're going to be our first guest for Season 4.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So from Rockdale, Texas, artist, producer, and I couldn't sleep at night thinking like, damn, I'm going to mess up her name. JelloMauri.
JelloMauri, yes.
I didn't mess up the name. See, I'm telling you, stuff like that bothers me when I'm like, damn, I'll be saying their name, but I don't even know if I'm saying their name right. You know, and then when I introduced you, I was like, fuck. It's happened more than once when it's like, that's not how you say it. I was like, damn. There's this guy over here called Hoffa, and I called him Hofa for like 2 years.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, Hofa's dope. Who's that? He's like, oh, it's actually Hoffa. I was like, oh, you get it. You get it. Now, JelloMauri from Rockdale, Texas.
Thank you for having me.
Out here in Houston, Texas. Before we get into the conversation and whatnot, what brings you out here to Houston?
Man, we love Houston. There's just, every time we come here, we just have a lot of fun, and y'all show mad love over here. So, you know what I mean? I wanted to continue tapping in since I have the opportunity. You know what I mean? So
dope.
Houston gave me the opportunity, so I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
You had a show last night, and obviously this will be out in about a week, so, you know, it's going to be a week later. But you came out here, you had a show last night. The name of the event that you guys are putting together is called Texas Fest?
3, yes.
3. Okay, so is this something that you're putting together, your management putting together, or is this something you're just a part of as far as the event?
I do give a lot of credit to my team, which is my little brother, Yai. Shout out my DJ. He's the DJ. My partner, graphic designer, does all the flyers, photos. So, but, you know, I do organize the events. Yeah. And when we met, I was doing I used to live in Dallas. So I was doing events and stuff like that. But I didn't want to be seen as a promoter, you know, because I do music. And it's something that I don't want to stop doing, you know what I mean? And regardless of if it makes money or not, you know what I mean? I love it, and I'll continue doing it, you know? So it's something that I enjoy, and I feel like I'm just getting better, you know what I mean? So, and
it's so cliche when people talk about, you know, do something that you love and the money don't matter. But as I've gotten older, you know, I'm 34 now, and as I've gotten older, it's so true. So when you hear other people say, you know, like, for example, you know, you put in the event together, you enjoy doing it. So even if it's hard making money, you love music, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
And I just had this conversation last night. I rented out the studio, and the guy was like, hey, what if I pay half the rent, but it's only for me and you? I was like, but I'm not renting the studio out to make money. Mm-hmm. I literally enjoy editing the audio. I enjoy editing the video.
Right, the process.
I'm like, I had the studio for a year, and I was paying 100% out of my pocket. That's not the problem. The problem is that's not what it's about. It's about enjoying what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, so even if you paid 100% of the rent, I'm still going to rent it out. Because, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not about the money, and it doesn't feel like work. I mean, I was here last night till midnight, and I was back here again at 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. If that was my job, I'd be complaining like, man, fuck this job.
Yeah, but you enjoy it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, when you said that, I was like, it's when you hear it coming from people, you know, when we're younger, it's kind of like, man, whatever, shut up. Mm-hmm. And you get older and you start appreciating your what you love, what you're passionate about.
And you can make music doing creative things. Like, that's one thing that I love about making music is, like, I shoot video and I do photography. So, like, I make money off of that.
Yeah.
So I'm able to, you know, pay myself, you know, pay my bills in a sense, and, you know, be able to make music and invest music into shows and into my own craft in a sense. You know what I mean?
And you're also a producer?
Yeah. I play the saxophone. So, like, that's something that I, like, want to incorporate more in my music. You know what I mean? So
saxophone. Hold on.
Let
me get it together in my head, trying to figure out what the saxophone is. That's the one that looks like a J, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't been in band in a while, so.
Nice. What'd you play?
Funny story. I was in band for like 6 days and got kicked out because I talked too much. As you can see from the time you've been here, I talk a lot.
Bro. Hell yeah,
I talk a lot, and they said I was a distraction for the other students, and they kicked me out. So I took home economics and didn't learn shit.
I got kicked out of band too, but
Yeah.
my senior year. But it's alright.
Yeah. But at least you got to learn something out of
Yeah.
it. So I mean, obviously, but you were in band and whatnot. So music has always been your thing. That's always.
Yeah, like I did move to Mexico like when I graduated, and I went to college for like a year, and then I was like, dude, I need to move.
What part of Mexico?
Acapulco.
Acapulco. Oh, nice.
Acapulco. That's where my mom's from. So
Yeah.
I went to live over there, and it's crazy because like I was already writing music like when I was in high school, passing out CDs, at the track
Yeah.
meet and shit, and MySpace, I still have my old music on there, but I keep it. It's embarrassing, but I keep it because I want to see my process, and that's something that Callie usually tells me, like keep your old stuff up because it's like you can see, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
it's embarrassing, but it's like, yeah, I see it.
But you see the growth. It's able to show the growth for yourself and for people to. If there's anybody out there that appreciates the growth of an artist, then it's like, damn, like that. It's not just the hobby for them. Like you can see that they.
Yeah, and it pushes me too because I'm like, okay, if I've gotten this good in like 15 years, not that I'm like the best artist, but I'm better than I was 15 years ago. Like that's an improvement for myself. You know what I mean? And shit, I'm only building myself and my own, team, and you know what I mean, myself and what I got going on.
Being that your team is, I mean, you just said your DJ is your brother.
Yeah, my baby brother. Yeah,
like, that's dope.
Yeah.
How does that make things easier for you? So you do photography as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say you do video. You put your own videos together as well?
I do like lyric videos and like I do that for other artists, you know what I mean, too. Like, and I love editing stuff,
Yeah.
And a lot of the like recaps that I do for Texas Fest, I usually do. This one coming up is shot by her and stuff, but the last two are done by me usually, and some by her. You know what I mean? So
what I was trying to get to, and I kind of asked two questions at once. How much easier is it that your brother is your DJ to be able to help you put your mixes together and whatnot?
It's a learning experience because he's younger. So another thing is like it's cool to be able to bring him on because he likes it. You know what I mean? And he just graduated, so he's younger, than me, and I'm older, like 15 years. So, yeah, so he's, 12 years. So I'm older than him. So it's something that we could do together.
Yeah.
Because whenever I left the house, he was still a kid, like baby. So it's something that we can do together. So, and it's just fun. It's something that we can do together, even like to hang out and, so
That's
it's
dope.
fun.
That's dope. And I guess it's kind of like a bonding.
Right.
In between for both of y'all, because I had two older brothers. One of them passed, but the one that I currently have, he's like 8 years older than me. But we have nothing. There's nothing that we have in common. And it's like it would be cool if my brother liked podcasting, or if he found recording interesting, or music, or anything that we could, So
that's something that we do have in common because he has a great music taste. Like there was this girl that came up to the end, like the show was over, and she came up to me. She's like, "Can I request a song?" My brother was eating his food, so I was playing the last song for him. And she comes up and she's like, "Can you play D Savage?" And I was like, my brother had just been telling me about D Savage, so I like played the song or whatever. So he just has like that ear for like music in a sense that. So it's just something that we can most definitely put on. So.
Hold on, let me move this closer to you.
Oh, yeah.
Just so that we get good quality or whatnot. So that's got to be not just cool, but it helps that you guys are basically on the same page. Mm-hmm. As far as you say your brother collects, I want to talk about the collection thing. Let's get off topic with the music thing and just talk about collections. You told me your brother collects Nintendo 64s.
Yes, but my other brother.
Yeah, that's your other brother.
Mm-hmm. My middle brother.
And then you were telling me you collect toys. What kind of toys you collect?
I collect McDonald's, old school, like McDonald's toys. I have like bags. I have ashtrays, like the McDonald's ashtrays from back in the day when you could smoke inside McDonald's. I have some of those. Like
I didn't even know you could smoke inside of McDonald's back in the day.
I remember, really? Hell yes, like in the 90s, bro. And then like what else?
I was a Burger King kid. We never went to McDonald's
Burger
in the
King
90s.
toys too. You remember the Rugrat watches?
Yes.
I want those so bad. I want to get the Rugrat toys, like
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think I've
the
seen
watches.
any. So I could imagine how hard and expensive it would be to try
Yeah.
to get them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things like. But,
So it's just like old vintage sort of.
I have like Pokemon toys. I'm super into Pokemon. But I have
Favorite Pokemon? Who's your favorite Pokemon?
water Pokemon.
Water
but
Pokemon.
Squirtle, Blastoise, Pikachu. But you know, the older ones because I grew up playing this shit. You know, so like first generation Pokemon. And,
That's dope. That's dope. I collect toys. I don't collect toys. I sell toys.
Nice.
So basically, I buy people's collections,
Nice.
and then I just resell them.
Nice.
You know what I mean? That's one of my hobbies outside of this.
Nice.
I have like, I ran into some 1995 booster packs, Pokemons.
Mm-hmm.
They were sealed.
Nice.
I didn't want to open them. You know what I'm saying? So I just put them on Mercari, sold them. I think they sold for like $600.
Nice.
It had a $9 tag on it, so whatever. But I have no idea what's in them. But I would tell my brother, I was like, I want to open them. I'm not like a huge Pokemon fan. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I am. But I've been through all the Pokemon waves. You know, when they first came out, like you said, I was a big fan of it. And I've always been like I'm not gonna say like a business minded, but I knew there was like huge Pokemon fans, and I would always, hey, I'll give you this for this Pokemon card. Yeah, cool. Then I'll get the Pokemon card, then I'll go trade it for something that I like video games and stuff. So I've never been like a collecting type, but I went through that. I remember playing it on the Game Boys. Pokemon Stadium on Nintendo 64.
I love that shit.
So yeah, I've been through all the Pokemon waves, and I even played recently that game that they had on the phone where you catch the Pokemon and shit.
Yeah, Pokemon Go.
I had 3 homeboys, and like I said, we were from a small town, and they were like, hey, what are y'all doing? I was like, nothing. You want to go catch some Pokemon? We'll jump in this truck, ride around town catching Pokemon. So, you know, whenever you told me you collect toys, I was like, let's see, because I like talking about toys, man. It's, to me, like I said, I'm 34, and when I run into these collections, it brings back a lot of memories from when I was a kid. And it's like, man, my toys never stood a chance. Like, my mom and dad would buy me a toy. They would be out the box before we even got to the damn truck. You know what I mean? But
I like seal shit. Like I like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I do have like an account on Instagram, and I do resell Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So that's something that I do enjoy. But you know, sometimes you just let it sit, and it gets a little like cent cards become dollar cards, like not and multiple. And so you never know. So.
And that's what I'm doing now. Well, we've been buying the boxes. You know, I don't even know what they're called, but you know how they sell those little boxes?
Probably.
Yeah, for like $40 or whatever they sell them for.
Yeah.
And I'm just stashing them.
Nice,
I was
nice.
like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, 20 years are going to come whether I buy these or not. And when I'm 60-something, that might be worth double, at least, or whatever, you know, the case might be. So what helps you be a creator, like to create music, and just where does the passion come from?
I've always enjoyed music. Like my dad's super into music, and I just remember loving to dance as a kid. Era bien bailarina, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would dance and I guess in order to be happy, I feel like you need to tap into like your younger self. So like I have anxiety, like you know what I mean? Like now that I'm an adult, that I sometimes tapping into what made me happy when I was younger, like it just makes me happy in general, you know what I mean? And being able to be an adult. So just music is like international.
It's like a mental getaway, right?
And that too. Yeah. Communication, like, and just like it's fun, you know what I mean? Like I love dancing in the car. Like I'm just like I enjoy music, all aspects of it, like creating it, like performing. Like I get kind of shy and shit, but like once I hop on, like I turn into you know, something. Like it's just fun, bro. Like, so
you said your dad was super into music. What kind of music you guys grew up listening to with your parents? Cumbias?
You know, corridos. Like he's from Coahuila, so
Oh, that's what's up.
just like all kinds of accordion, like you
Yeah.
know, I just love instruments, you know. So like I love all the sounds. Like I enjoy flutes and beats, you know what I mean? Just like
Shouts out to Coahuila. I got family in
okay,
Coahuila.
nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice,
yeah, that's where my dad was from.
nice,
Coahuila.
nice, nice. Hell yeah!
Trying to remember where the hell
Shout out
from, but
Coahuila. Hell yeah!
yeah, shouts out to them. Shouts out to Monclova. That's where my sister stays.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
dad's from al ladito de Monclova, Barroterán. Shout out to Barroterán, Monclova, Saltillo.
Saltillo, yeah.
Nos veremos pronto si Dios quiere.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, your Spanish is dope too.
Thank you, bro.
You fluent with your Spanish?
It's my first language. Yeah.
Oh no
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, because your English was so good when you started talking Spanish. I was like, all right,
Thank you, bro.
I was not expecting that. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, bro.
That's what's up. So I guess let's go back to the history of now that I know you talk Spanish. Let me ask you this. So Rockdale, that's where you were born.
I was born in Temple, but
Temple.
45 minutes away. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you grew up obviously in a Spanish household. That's how
Yeah.
that's your first language. You say your family's from Coahuila and Acapulco.
My parents met in a small town, so they kind of just met and kind of stayed together. And then me and my partner live like 30 minutes from where like my parents met.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a lot of love for Texas. And that's where I was raised. So
As far as Rockdale go, what's the music scene like out there? 'Cause being in a small town.
There is none. And that's one thing that I'm going to work on. Like,
Yeah.
that's my goals is like to be able, because see, the thing is that I was recording when I was in high school, but I was recording with the rock band mic with the sock, and then a homie had like an actual mic, you know, and I was able to record in there. But see, that's what I'm trying to do in my hometown. I'm trying to get a studio, like I'm trying to build a studio right now. We're in the process of building a studio and doing all kinds of stuff, man, and trying to start something up because I'm bringing one of my homies from my small town over to Houston, and he's been on all 3 of the shows. So trying to get that exposure,
Yeah.
you know, bringing out artists, but trying to do events in my town too, because there's talent in my town too, and not just like hip hop, but like all types of talent. So
And that's what the reason I asked about the whole small town question is because being from a small town myself, like you said, there's a lot of talent, but I guess the lack of, I feel like everybody from the
platforms and
and just the lack
it's
of,
hard to reach.
yeah, because it seems like where I'm from, everybody just ends up working at the grocery stores around there, and then there's people that you hear them singing, it's like, you sing, and they're like, yeah, I just don't know anybody that can record me and whatnot, and it's a waste of talent. It's a waste of talent, you know what I mean? So it's always cool when people actually branch out of those small towns. As I mentioned to you, when I first was introduced to your music was I was jamming to XB, and the song that I did together popped up on the shuffle that it was on or whatnot. And I remember I interviewed her, and she comes from a small town, and she was telling me how it's kind of hard because for the same reasons you just said, to be able to record and stuff, right. None of it's out there.
Shout out B.
Shout out XB, man. I always shout her out because that's one of the coolest, most. I don't even know how to describe her, but she's dope as fuck. When I first met her, just talking to her, it felt like I had known her for fucking years, and I had met her for the first time. But she's dope as hell. Shouts out to her.
Sure.
Make sure I check out her music and everything. XB Valentine. She's got a couple singles out that came out the last couple of months. With Bone Thugs, Paul Wall, GT, and all that. But yeah, so that was when I was first introduced to music. And that song, let's talk about your style of music before we talk about anything else. Because the song that I remember you did with XB, it was kind of like an aggressive feel to the song. What was the name of the song?
It was called. The hook was like going insane on the stage, rampage.
Rampage was the name of the song,
yeah,
right? Okay,
it's an old song.
Yeah. And it was like a little aggressive style, but then you listen to the other music and it's a little bit different, and that's why earlier I asked where the creative juices come from or whatnot. But as far as being an artist, what's your favorite style of music to put together to create?
All kinds. See, that's the thing is like, I feel like at that time when I made that song with B, like I was kind of in a different type of like doing other stuff, like experimenting with like more of like rock type vibes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I had just dropped like a rock, more like alternative type tape at that moment. So like the producers that I was working with at that moment.
So
and another thing is that at that moment it was like we were living in Copeland, like 30 minutes away. So I felt like how I was feeling reflected in my music. Like I was kind of depressed at that moment when I was making, like I went a whole different direction, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With my emotions and the style of my music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, and that, I think that song and that tape in a sense that came out around that song, my emotions, I guess, reflect, you know what I mean, in the style of music that I was making.
Yeah. That's what's cool about being an artist, right? That you're able to express yourself through music.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And because, you know, when you're not an artist, all you can do is sing along. But when you're on the other side creating the music, it's like, this is how I feel, and this is the easiest way to let it out, the best way to let it out anyways.
Right. And it's and really in reality, it's like, it's just a way for me to express, you know, I don't know, it's just, and like you said, it's just a really cool way to like be able to show emotions. And like I'm fucking happy now, so like I want to fucking dance, so I'm making shit that other people want to dance to. So you know, I'm just in a better mood and just having fun and enjoying, you know. So it's just growth too, you know what I mean? Speaking
of dancing, next question I'm gonna ask is gonna be about your latest project that you're working on. It's a Spanish project. But before we get there, let's take a quick break.
Produced by
Can't be tame on the mission, I had to make a few decisions, get my vision out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? Can't be tamed on the mission, I had to make a few decisions, get my visions out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? I ain't tripping, now I'm back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah, nigga, I'm back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah.
I was on the ground, I was feeling low. Didn't have $1 for the corner store. Now I'm in my bag, now I'm on the road. Bitches, they possessing, now they want my soul. I just wanna see all my people grow. I don't wanna engage if it's not for show. I've had a lot of homies, but some had to go. They couldn't handle pressure, so they had to fold. I'm back on a plane, I got booked for these shows. I'm focused on payments and not on these hoes. Ready for winning, can take no more L's. I'm sure that I'll meet all my haters in hell. I'm back at it. Hopped on the plane, had some mad Xanax. Had to calm my nerves, I can't panic. Jacking the coke like a mad addict. My cousin be serving them crack addicts. I live what I speak, then I rap about it. I'm living my truth and some mad about it. Wake up and go, that's my one habit. I'm back at it. Don't roll with no crowd if you close, then back up. Too long on the ground, had to bounce right back up. Wrote this on the plane, mind me back to my state. The flight is on time, but I'm getting in late.
Can't be tame on the mission, I had to make a few decisions, get my vision out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? Can't be tamed on the mission, I had to make a few decisions, get my visions out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? I ain't tripping, now I'm back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah, nigga, I'm back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah, nigga, I'm back at it.
I'm on the move, it feels so good. Never let pen and pad close to me. Making plays, putting my soul in it, meant the most to me, making mad magic. Started at 9, I was bad at it. Then when the days wasn't all tragic. Raising myself, that's a skill, man. It's trying to heal better. Haters back at it. Some was my friends looking back at it. They ain't wanna level up, they just stay stagnant. Roll this on the ghetto mattress, outlasted. Yeah, I got the Midas touch, yeah, I outlasted. They ain't wanna run it up, cause I out rap them. I can never give it up, I speak with a passion. passion. Believe my energy is law of attraction. Manifest my everything, dreaming to mash it before the world end. Need me a blunt, show love, do the work, no need for the stunt. Tell no vision in my prime, don't come for no luck. Dedication, all I got, but still for the fun. I'm in motion, couldn't wait, I shine the one. On the east, I'm in tune, see revolution. Time is precious, I won't waste it, I won't die by the gun. Celebrate, give me roses,
Can't
they
be
tough
tame
on
on
my
a mission now. Had to make a few decisions, get my vision out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? Can't be tamed on a mission now. Had to make a few decisions, get my visions out. Niggas switching in the click, I had to kick 'em out. Got me a new hater, what is this about? I ain't tripping now, back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah, nigga, I'm back at it. I flip a packet, do mathematics. I'm in the trap, it do mad magic. You can't do that cause you bad at it. Yeah, nigga, I'm back at it.
Nah, so that was back at it. Talk to us about this project that with this single. You say you produced the single as well.
Yes, ¿para qué?
¿Para qué?
The Spanish one. Or Back at It?
Back at it. Yeah, I was like, hold on, what do you mean?
Back at It, I produced it
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
I played the sax in it. I had a show in Florida,
Yeah.
and I was like, I needed a beat, and I needed to send it like ASAP, and I had to produce it, so like I was tripping out because I had to leave like the next day, and I just wanted to it be ready, and I pulled out my sax and I tried a few things, and I didn't even like tune it. I just played it, and
Yeah.
it just sounds hard. Like I just love the sax in it. But yes, Back at It, produced by me, and shout out OMB Bloodbath and my homie Black Child for being on that. You know, so let's get it. And it was a good experience, and you know, I love the song.
I never got to ask you about the saxophone because I started talking all over the place. But is this like the instrument you learned when you were in high school, or is this something you picked up later on?
In high school.
High school? Yeah, it's dope. Like I told you, I wish I would have learned something, but I didn't. But whatever.
It makes it easier for me to produce and stuff. Like I feel like
Yeah.
like read music, and even though I'm not like the best like saxophone player.
The idea of having saxophone on like a hip hop rap instrumental is dope. I'm Mexican, right? So when I think of the saxophone, I think of like los huracanes and stuff.
Yeah. Conjunto Primavera.
Conjunto Primavera. Yeah, you know what I mean?
love to play that. Like when I was in high school, like I was learning that stuff on YouTube. Like YouTube had just came out, you know what I mean? So like I was trying to learn those songs, you know, and it was cool to be able to play the music at school, but also play these songs that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Because I love cumbias. I love like Spanish music, but you know, I love all kinds of music too. Like, but
correct me if I'm wrong,
music.
but Spanish music is so dope because it's all about like emotional.
Right, bro. I was like heartbroken at like 3, 4, bro. Like just listening to like all kinds of.
Yeah. My parents, my dad used to always buy me Los Huracanes, Los Tigres, Los Tiranos, Los Rehenes, y Liberación. It's like, I remember being a kid and we used to go to like Central de Camiones or whatever from one place to another. And we would go to the little shop and he would buy me these tapes. And I was like 4 or 5 and they talk about how I'd be in the living room playing with my toys and all of a sudden start singing the song that I'm playing from the tapes they would buy me and then start crying. I didn't know what the hell I was singing, you know. But like you said, I was heartbroken at fucking 4 years.
Emotional, yeah.
Didn't even know it. And
emotional music,
yeah. And that's so dope because with hip hop it's not so emotional like that. You know what I mean? Like it's unless you just go R&B-ish, you don't put that much emotion as far as
right.
Yeah, it's or it doesn't come off that way. Anyways, it doesn't come off that way because on Spanish music, it always like either somebody broke your heart, you're apologizing for breaking somebody's heart. And it's just, what's that TikTok say? Emotional damage. It's just, yeah, it'll fuck you up at a young age. But talking about Spanish music, let's make this transition. You got your first Spanish project coming out, and that's what we were talking. You mentioned earlier. What's the name of that single?
That one's called Para Qué, and I've made Spanish songs before, but I feel like this one was like the one I produced it, right? And I feel like this is like the one, like when I would play it, sometimes I'd be by myself and I'd just play and I'd be like, man, like this is probably like not gonna be like, oh, but this is the one that I felt comfortable. You know what I mean? So this is the first one I'm gonna put out and push. And I'm just excited because I produced it, but I have some more Spanish songs coming out after this, and they're kind of a mixture of like, you know, like hooks in English, but the verse in Spanish.
Yeah.
So like, cause it's like I was performing Para Qué, the song that I'm about to drop January 29th, and I perform it, and it was just like a little test, and people love it, and a lot of people don't understand it, and they'd be like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I love this song. Like, I see the people in the crowd just dancing, bobbing out to it, you know, and that's what I'm doing in my car to my song, and like I just know that people enjoy it, and that's why I'm excited to drop it, and I'm excited because I produced it, and I'm just excited for this.
Are we gonna get a visual with this as well? Or
yes,
or?
we're gonna be in the works for it,
Yeah.
and it's coming out soon, January 29th. I'm excited to drop it, and a lot more Spanish music coming, produced by me and by my homie Blackie Chan, who I've been working closely with for a minute. So shout out Blackie Chan.
So the Spanish music, do you, well, before I ask that question, do you listen to Spanish rap and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do. I like, well, of course, Know the Product, right?
Yeah.
Santa Fe Clan from Mexico.
Oh, that dude's dope. Fuck
Yeah. Mara.
Not familiar with him.
Oh, you gotta check him out, bro. He's dope. Mara. Man, there's just a whole bunch. Like Alma Negra, but he's from Colombia, but he's
I haven't checked him out
he
either.
lives in Mexico or
Yeah.
like vibes with a lot of Mexicans and producers and stuff like that. So he goes out to Mexico, and
This conversation is
the
exciting
production
to me 'cause
in Mexico is crazy, bro.
I just
Too.
yes, because I just
They're
recently
killing it.
tapped in with the Spanish rap.
Killing it.
Growing up, I was like, I don't like Spanish rap. Rap sounds whack or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And maybe the last 3 months, I got introduced to Hera MX, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Hard.
and only because I was listening to Celso Piña, and on the shuffle they had a song together, and it popped up, and I was like, hey, this dude's dope. And then that's how I got introduced to Santa Fe Clan.
Yes.
And then I started tapping into their, I guess what the culture is in Mexico right now. It's way bigger than it is out
Yos, there's a lot of female artists too, like Yos Bones, like, Reverie from California collaborated with her, which I thought it was crazy, in a unison for female hip hop in general. Her being from California and Yos Bones being from Mexico, and they both have their own, like, it was a beautiful collaboration.
And there's this chick that's on Head Makers did like a mic pass, and I can't remember who was all on it, but there's this chick on there that she was really dope, but I couldn't figure out who the hell she was, and couldn't find any other music besides the music that she's done with them. But yeah, the music scene is, you look at their events, and they're packing out venues like it was 1996 over here in the States.
Right, charging American prices.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. So let me ask you this: being that you are, you can speak Spanish and English, do you plan on tapping into the, going into Mexico, doing some events in Mexico and things like that?
Like, I've tapped in with artists out there, and it's something that I want to do. And in reality, like, I'm trying to tap in with all countries, like, just because I have, like, people who support me from, like, Argentina, like, and that's why, like,
Dope.
Before I even made Spanish music, so I was like, dude, like, that's already, like, people who would understand my music, and I took advantage of that, and I appreciate them for the opportunity, and I feel like this is going to be a good song to really push out, and I hope that they enjoy. So it's like, it's just, like, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's dope because, just again, from the outside looking in, it feels like right now at this moment, there's a lot more opportunity for artists outside of the States, just because it's so congested here in the States with everybody, being an artist, and it makes it a little harder. I'm sure, like, when you look at your whatever that shit is like on YouTube. It shows all these other countries, and it's exciting to see what the internet does for us as creators.
Yeah.
Places
Like I
we've
was
never
focused
been.
on like I was always focused on Austin loving me or accepting me, and I was like always like bummed about cities not like this and that. But in reality, I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna work hard, and and I pay attention. So like I'm just trying to put what what I enjoy, and what I feel like what I enjoy is what other people are enjoying also right now. So I'm just trying to like vibe off of that.
The timing is perfect.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your latest projects. Like I said, we just showed a snippet of Back at It. But I believe your most recent project was about 3 months ago. Flippy Floppy was that's your most recent single.
Yes.
Talk to us about that single and how it came about.
I actually, the reference was recorded at B's, so shout out to B. And like, I went to a session and I was gonna record a different song, and I had just lost a homie, and from Mexico, from Acapulco, and it was a me being vulnerable in a sense, but like also being emotional in a sense, like but in a different way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where I was like flippy floppy, you know what I mean? Like, like you love people, but they gon', you know what I mean? So It was one of those things where I was just like feeling emotional in a sense, and just because like you feel certain ways, certain emotions, this and that, but I love that song, and I feel like it's a more relatable song for people, and
Yeah, that's dope. And like I say, it came out about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Sorry about your loss, but again, this is the dope thing about being a creator, that you're able to, I guess, what's the word, like reflect how you feel inside. Your music reflects your emotions,
right.
so to speak. Then I just caught myself thinking right now, when you say you lost the homie, you mean like you stopped talking to them or they passed?
Yeah, they passed in Mexico.
Okay, I was making sure. I'm over here talking about sorry for your loss, and it's they didn't pass. Sorry for your loss. But I just wanted to clarify, because I was like, wait, maybe she just meant like stop talking to them, and I'm over here. Yeah, my bad. But I just wanted to make sure.
But also, like, in a sense, it was like, that's what it is. It was like it was like not comparing, but it's like flippy floppy. Like I was just like, homie passed away, who I feel like was one of the realest homies that I've had.
Yeah.
Without, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's like, I was like, the people alive are like flippy floppy on me in a sense, but I was like, this one was a real one. Like, not that I wish like this, but it was just like, just a spur of the moment song, like, and just, but yeah.
It's dope. So that one came out about 3 months ago. Then Back at It came out, longer than that. You said on January 29th, which 29th, right? You said
January 29th, we got Para Que dropping.
Para Que drops. Is the visual going to drop the same day, or is this going to be later on?
A little later on.
Later on. Okay, so for now, make sure you guys stream that.
Go pre-save that.
The events. I just want to push this out there, because you did mention, you guys are trying to do this every month. With Texas Fest, is this something that's going to be happening every month that you guys are going to be putting together, or just your performance that's coming to Houston is going to be every month?
Well, I'm trying to. We're trying to tap into Houston. We're trying to just stay consistent, and we're as Germs on My Body, as the event organizer, like, most definitely gonna try to be here every month with Germs on My Body, but I'm gonna be performing. Like, the other people I do shows with is Aeronautics. Yeah. So, but we're gonna be everywhere. Like, we're trying to tap in January 26th in Dallas.
Waiting for confirmation on the date.
February 26th. But we're gonna be trying to tap into most definitely all of Texas, and most definitely trying to bring artists out from, Texas into these events, you know, and also from out of Texas. Like, I'm trying to tap in some California artists who we're in the works with of bringing. So excited about that, and just stay tuned.
Before I let you go, though, because I completely forgot about this right now until you mentioned it right now again. Germs on My Body, is this a brand or is this just like a promotion team?
Well, Germs on My Body, we don't really like promote, like, I mean, not that we don't promote, but in a sense, like, it's just photography, we videography. It's like where I could put, like, not the stuff that I can't really put onto, like, my JelloMauri account is mainly for my music.
Yeah.
And if you want to go check out some of my photography, it's on Germs on My Body. Videos that I do is on Germs on My Body. And, like, a lot of the graphics and stuff that you see is done by her. Like, the flyers are done by her. She does take a lot of photos, videos, and they'll be tagged Yo Graphic Girl. Shout out to Yo Graphic Girl. So, like, that's where you can go check out that side of.
Okay, because I was thinking it was more like a brand, like clothing brand. I was like, hey, that's a dope concept.
Yeah, we
Germs on My
do.
Body.
We do. Yeah, we do make clothes too.
Yeah, okay.
And Germs on My Body, we trying to infect everybody in a good way, and we're everywhere.
Positive
We're
vibes.
everywhere
That's
like
what she's trying
germs.
to, yeah. That's
We're everywhere
dope.
like germs.
Just a quick gem before we end this. You mentioned how Germs on My Body, you know, JelloMauri page is for music purposes, and everything else it's separated.
Yes.
People don't understand the importance of that. And I just learned this a couple months ago. My girl, I was talking, I was like, there's some bullshit that these people talk about, they support me, but when I posted on my personal page, and she's like, but wait.
Yeah.
People follow Julio on your personal page.
Right.
They're not following the JVaz show. Mm-hmm. It's like, so if you want people to like your shit, keep it on your, you know, podcast page, and your personal page is, he's like, people from school don't give a shit what you do. Yeah. You know, like, some people don't.
Even my production, like, it's produced by Rara. It's not produced by JelloMauri. So you're not going to see produced by JelloMauri on something. You're going to see produced by Rara if I produce it. You know what I mean? I try to separate that. So. Yeah,
so a gem for everybody listening and watching. Separate, you know, if you have two different businesses, separate them, because whoever follows you for your music could possibly care less about your picture you took or whatnot, and vice versa. So yeah, quick gem from JelloMauri here. Any last minute shout outs before we let you go?
I want to give a shout out to my dad, my mom, my two brothers, Yaid and Mario. Shout out to my girl, my manager, and my team. And you. Thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
So once again, make sure you guys follow her on all her social media pages. You can find the links to the social media pages on the description of the podcast, and you can see it somewhere around here. Make sure you stream the new single coming out on January 29th. Yes. What was the name of it again?
Para qué.
Para qué. I was about to say ¿qué tal? Completely different. Para qué. Spanish project. And make sure you stream all the other music as well. You can find it on all streaming services. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and check out her music videos. Check out the music. Give her a follow on Instagram and all the other social media pages. As we said, they're in the description of the podcast. And once again, from Rockdale, Texas, JelloMauri, appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you for having us.
For sure.
Thank you.